We are starting with this beautiful weekend weather finally. Last weekend we barely got a chance at some sunshine. Today there is barely clouds in the QCA, but we are seeing a whole bunch of bugs out there. Good evening, I'm Montse Ricossa. Alexis Hermanson joins us. Alexis, everybody wants to get out apparently, including those bugs.
I know. I think we'll need the bug spray again and just have to, start swatting
everywhere.
Them. Right, because, those gnats especially.
On to your latest vaccination update. This morning was a historic moment for some teachers and staff in Illinois as they received their first COVID-19 vaccine. Happy Halloween. Thanks for joining us. I'm Supergirl in for Montse. Throughout the country and right here in the Quad Cities, we have thousands of heroes and creatures out tonight celebrating Halloween. We visit Bettendorf tonight as TV6's Colin Shope or Mike Wazowski is out there now. And Colin, I hope you are bringing us some candy. What a costume you got.
The KWQC studio. This is TV6 News at 5.
Now on your news at 5, John Deere and UAW come to a tentative agreement, one step closer to ending the strike.
Every blanket is critical to that person in the middle of January on the street or homeless.
And helping those experiencing homelessness by providing a football field-sized donation of blankets. How you can help.
And we've got Halloween for tomorrow. It starts with a cold front. It'll be cool and breezy because of it. We'll let you know how cool and what to bring with trick-or-treating next.
Your top story, United Auto Workers may be ending their strike against John Deere after more than 2 weeks on the picket lines. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Montse Ricossa. Representatives from both sides say they have reached a new tentative agreement for the more than 10,000 UAW employees at John Deere. This is their second tentative agreement on a 6-year contract. The last proposed contract was rejected on October 10th. That's when John Deere employees with UAW took to the picket lines at John Deere facilities throughout the Midwest, including, of course, facilities in Davenport, East Moline, and Milan. The UAW will call for a vote on the new tentative agreement. Until it's been ratified, though, union workers will remain on strike. UAW officials say this agreement has enhanced economic gains and continues to provide the highest quality health care benefits for their industry. UAW President Ray Curry says they've taken into consideration the concerns and priorities of their members. They add, quote, "We want to thank the UAW bargaining team and striking UAW members and their families for the sacrifices they have made to achieve these gains." The UAW in a media release said it will not release details of the tentative agreement until members at all John Deere locations have an opportunity to meet and review their terms of the proposed contract. This, of course, is a developing story. We will continue to update you both on air and online as we learn more. And as we start to dip into cooler temperatures, a Quad Cities organization is bringing the community together to protect the most vulnerable from the cold. TV6's Colin Shope has a look at the impact of the Acre of Warmth blanket drive.
It's just about November and temperatures are starting to drop, which for a lot of the Quad Cities means it's time to turn on the heat. But for the unsheltered and the homeless, it means that each day is a search for the next source of warmth and shelter. For the first time this year, the Bettendorf Rotary Club is providing some help. A whole football field's worth.
After finishing their last big service event, the Bettendorf Rotary Club needed a new project, and members rallied around an Acre of Warmth blanket drive after finding out just how big an acre is.
We said, well, if you look at a football field, it's from the 10-yard line to the goal line, the whole way across the field. That's an acre.
With a lot of ground to cover, the club began collecting blankets in drop boxes at local businesses, schools, and libraries. At the time of reporting, the club has more than 900 blankets, ready and waiting to be distributed to organizations across the Quad Cities, like St. Anthony's and Friendly House. It's good timing, too, as need is expected to be higher this year.
So in the very first quarter, which is July 1st to end of September 30th, in our emergency shelter, we served 200 individuals. That number is about 25% higher than what we saw last year.
Being able to have a blanket provides a basic comfort of home that may be impossible to find somewhere else, and the community seems happy to provide it. One woman alone donated 95 handmade, unused quilts to the drive.
I think it means a lot. I think what it says to those people is You know, they're in a bad way right now, but there are people in the community that know they're in a bad way and are willing to support them. So I think mentally it's good for those folks that, yeah, they're having a tough time, but there's people looking out for them, which we should do.
And though the club is primarily looking for twin-sized blankets, any blanket will do.
Every blanket is critical to that person in the middle of January on the street or homeless that needs a blanket. So we don't turn any blankets away.
With donations already passing the Rotary Club's expectations, an extension on the donation period, and blankets still rolling in every day, there will be enough warmth to cover from here to here. In Bettendorf, Colin Shope, TV6 News.
The drive was originally supposed to end on Monday, but now you'll also be able to find donation sites at any local Y for the first 2 weeks of November. You can find a list of drop-off box locations and more information on the drive on our news app and website. Those blankets are really going to be coming in handy as it's already starting to feel a bit chilly out there. We have some moderately clear skies out there, and look at that sun shining on us. That sunshine is going to really help heat that up, especially if you're going to the parade a little bit later this evening. Multiple parades are happening, Alexis, and that sun is not going to be sticking around too long either.
No, setting here within the next hour or so, but we're also in for more clear skies as we head into the overnight hours. So that means, yes, some cooler temperatures as well. This model is doing a good job. It's showing us what the cloud cover is right now. So this is what we can expect through the rest of this evening. Those clouds keep moving off to the south and east, and eventually we'll actually have mostly clear skies lasting us through the overnight hours. Only a few passing clouds early Sunday morning, and we could still be in for mostly clear, if not completely clear skies heading into the rest of Sunday afternoon and into the evening. Today, with that sunshine that we were able to see earlier, as well as a few passing clouds, we've been able to see temperatures warming well into the 50s. 58 degrees right now here in the Quad Cities. In fact, 61 degrees right now for Maquoketa, 60 degrees flat for Clinton, as well as the Rock Falls area, 54 degrees for Burlington. Getting into this evening, our temperatures will keep falling down into the 50s and then eventually reaching the 40s. I'm expecting us to drop into about the low 40s here later tonight. By tomorrow morning, a cold front will move through, not allowing us to warm up all that much is what we were seeing for this afternoon, and we could need the jackets just in time for our trick-or-treating later tomorrow evening, but I'll keep tracking that here in just a couple minutes.
The Niabi Zoo is hosting its annual Boo at the Zoo this weekend. This Merry Not Scary event lets families come to the zoo in their costumes and trick-or-treat at booths set up by local businesses. And of course, you can check out all of the animals for the final time this season. This year also featured an art gallery featuring paints from some unique artists.
So we started our animal art program a couple of years ago, and we incorporated it into our enrichment program because the animals have the choice to participate in making art, and we wanted to challenge them. It gives them the opportunity to participate in an activity that they don't normally do on a day-to-day basis. And we sell the art that the animals make, and then every single penny that we make goes back to our animals in our animal enrichment program.
So far, that annual art program has raised just over $25,000. Boo at the Zoo continues tomorrow. Gates open at 9 a.m. and tickets can be purchased online or at the Niabi Zoo gate. One of the biggest Halloween events is Davenport's Halloween Parade, which is about to kick off in just about an hour. It's the first time they've done an evening parade since 2014. The parade starts at 6:30 tonight in downtown Davenport. More than 60 entries are expected. Everyone is encouraged to dress in costumes and bring a container for candy. And if you're going to be driving downtown tonight, make sure to watch out for those road closures. Bettendorf also has a parade this evening starting at 6 at the intersection of 23rd Street and Middle Road, continuing onto Spruce Hills Drive, 18th Street, and back to Middle Road. That parade will end at the Splash Landing parking lot. And another parade opportunity in Galena tonight. Galena is hosting its 42nd annual Halloween Parade and Festival at 6:30 on Main Street. Food vendors will be available along Washington and Perry Streets in Galena until about 8:30 tonight. There are plenty more opportunities for you this weekend to go to Halloween events and, of course, trick-or-treating. We have information on those events and times posted right now on your screen and on our TV6 News app and website. Parents are one step closer to getting their young children vaccinated against COVID-19 if they want. The Food and Drug Administration yesterday granted emergency use authorization of Pfizer's COVID vaccine for kids ages 5 to 11. The CDC still needs to greenlight use of the vaccine, and as Camila Bernal reports, that could happen as early as Tuesday.
Pfizer now able to start shipping COVID-19 vaccine doses for children 5 to 11 years old.
This is a great day for the health and well-being of children.
The FDA granting emergency use authorization on Friday of the child version of the vaccine. It's formulated at 1/3 the dose of the vaccine used for people 12 and older.
The vaccine has undergone strict evaluation to assure safety and effectiveness. And this was reviewed independently by a panel of experts along with the FDA.
It's now up to the CDC's vaccine advisors to help decide whether to recommend the use of the vaccine for children in the U.S. They'll meet Tuesday, and there could be shots in little arms as soon as Wednesday. But only about a quarter of parents say they'll get their kids vaccinated right away.
Here are concerns.
And getting vaccinated still a big issue for some adults. In New York, the fire and police departments dueling with the city over a mandate taking effect Friday night.
We haven't got an extension. We haven't got any parameters that we've asked for.
And in Wyoming, Governor Mark Gordon announcing his state joins a coalition of 10 filing a lawsuit against the Biden administration to stop an upcoming mandate for federal contractors. I'm Camila Bernal reporting.
The Pfizer vaccine for kids 5 to 11 requires 2 doses 3 weeks apart. Then it takes 2 weeks for the full protection of the vaccine to kick in. That means some of those kids, 5, who are the first to get their shots, could potentially be fully covered before Christmas if the CDC signs off this week. Still ahead tonight at 5, you may be able to see the northern lights tonight. Yes, right here in the Quad Cities. We'll explain how in just a few minutes. And later, the U.S. lands a big deal at the worldwide G20 summit. What that could mean for us.
Not too bad for our late October day. Highs were able to reach the low 60s in a few spots. Going to be cooler tomorrow. Also, the breezy conditions are back. I'll let you know your trick-or-treating forecast here in just a few.